Hello everyone, my name is Aroni Rodriguez, and I want to share with you a little part of my childhood when I was a little boy. First thing is that I grew up with my grandmother. So I never seen my father and my mother together. I'm a child of an adolescent woman. So my mother was 15 years old when she was pregnant of me, and for me has been a very hard time in my youth, in which I have to be working very hard to get things to eat and try to do something to survive. So I was helping my grandmother to selling. I remember I was selling sweets on the streets, and sometimes we didn't have time, not even to eat. We didn't have money. So it has been a very, very difficult child. Even though my mother flew out of the Dominican Republic to get a progress or to get a future for her and for me, which I was the first son. And it has been a very hard time, and I know that I wanted to become someone. Even though the hard time, even though I never seen, my father and my mother together, so they been separate before I was born. That's what I heard. But I tell you one thing, even though the hard time, even though the poorness, even though I can tell you sometime like homeless and no money, not money to eat, not money to get, clothes to dress, I always was thinking that life is something beautiful. So there's something that we all know, something that we call life, in which in this journey of the life we have good time and bad times. But I understand that hard time helping you to be stronger, helping you to grow with looking the opportunity to become somebody else. And I remember that at 6 o'clock in the morning, sometime at 5 o'clock in the morning, I had to wake up to go to the river, helping my grandmother to, it was cleaning the bowels of the cow, to go then out after in the afternoon to go out and selling, and so many things, so many stuff. And it was difficult. It was difficult because sometimes even since the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I couldn't have anything to eat. And I remember in the sugarcane field in the afternoon, sometimes I have to go there to eat a sugarcane because that's the only thing that that I could have as I can tell you luncheon. But there was something that I understood, that all this hard time helping me to grow. All this process that I was going through, it was helping me to understand that life is not easy. And then we have to fight for what we want. And I grew up in a neighborhood in which there's a lot of delinquents, prostitution, drugs, and so many things. But even though I was hanging around with a lot of guys that they were using drugs, I said, no, I know for sure that there's something different besides this. But I tell you one thing, we can fail. I can fail 1 time, 2 times, 1,000 times if it's necessary. But if I fail, it doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It means that if I fail and I am still down, it's because I quit. But if I not quit of my dream, if I don't stop dreaming, then I'm gonna raise up, stand up, and then go ahead with my dream. So we have to have big dreams in our life. We have to know what we want and how we have to get the techniques or the ideas to have this dream coming true in our life. And sometimes we own ourselves an explanation. And then sometimes we want to get something, but we don't want to do anything. We just want to have pleasure before payment. And I understand that this society now, there's a lot of people want to have a lot of success, but they don't want to pay the price. And my grandmother helped me the value things, honesty, and the power of mental. And she all the time told me, if you want to get something that you didn't have, you have to do something that you never did. So if I want to get something in my life, I have to do something that I am not doing actually. And then we have to continue with our dreams, no matter how many times we fail off. We got to continue standing up and be strong. And I tell you one thing, is that the body has limitations. The mind, no. So no matter, how tired you are, how tired you feel, or how many times you fall off, but the most important is how many times you stand up again and continue. But everything is come from the power of our mind. You have to have courage. You have to have courage to be different. You have to have courage to be successful. But you have to have courage to continue ahead. You might lose your job. You might lose your friends. You might lose even your mother, your father. But you never have to lose your faith. You got to keep faithful. And you have to say, God, give me the wisdom to continue going in the things that I want to go in my life. I'll tell you one thing. It takes courage to go ahead. It takes courage to be different of the amount of people that you probably been hanging around. You know that you are a copy, I can tell you like that, of the 5 people that you've been hanging around. So if you hang around with loser, sooner or later you have to become a loser just like them. But if you hang out and then you make society with with the people, with successful people that have been having successful in life, then you're gonna become one of them. That's just the way. And you probably can have a talent. You can be a talent boy or a talent girl. But what are you going with what you have? What are you going to do with what you do? With what you are? So sometimes we have the talents hiding in the drawer. And then we we don't put it out of the drawer. We continue and then we die with the talents. You probably could be a talent person. But you know what are you going to do with your talent? Your abilities. You can have abilities and talents, but if you don't know how to use them, then you are going to die with your talent. I'm telling you with this, that you have to put your talents in practice. You gotta, know yourself. Think, in which of the abilities that I have, I feel more comfortable. So the things that you do that you feel more comfortable, that you like, that you love, you got to do what you love. And then doing what you love, especially if it's helping people, solving problems, and then you feel good with that, then that means that this is one of the best points in which you can have success in life. But keep moving. If you fall, it's because you are moving. You cannot fall if you're not moving. So, but if you fall, you have to try to fall forward so you can see who or what are you going to hit. Stand up again and go ahead. My dreams are bigger. I try to fulfill my dreams. From where I am coming, I know what is being on the ground. I was born in the ground. I coming from the ground. And I know what is to be on the floor, because I'm coming from there. but I continue faithful and stronger. And what I am now, it is still nothing of the things that I have on my mind in which I will going to become. So this is the only way things that you have to do to success and to become the person that you want to become. And you're not gonna get anything just desiring something. You want to become someone. You have dreams, you have big dreams, but if you don't move and you don't put your dreams in practice, then nothing gonna come to you. So I always say that between Egypt and Canaan, there's the desert. So that's the desert over there in which you have to go. You have to go through hard time. But hard time will helping you to be, to try to do something different. If it doesn't work, I got to continue doing something different. But always with the same point. Keeping your dream. Go ahead. Never give up. There's a lot of people that giving up just in the first try. There's a lot of people giving up just because someone say no. You probably, before you have one yes, you have to listen like 10 or 12 no. But it cannot stop you. You have to continue with your dream. You have to continue what you want. And you can become what you want if you really desire. If your desire is bigger than the circumstances, then you're going to become what you want to be. But you have to continue being strong. Strong here. That's the only way in which if we can change mind, we can change life. And then you have to watch forward of your eyes can see now. That's the only way to become someone different. Look at the people that you're hanging around. Read, study, hang around with, successful people. And that's the way it is. Remember that you can have limitation. You can get sick, you can get tired. But your mind has to be nice to continue with the same idea, with the same dream. So no matter what you're facing now, don't try to get, pleasure, joy, happiness before you pay the price. You got to pay the price so you then, after you get what you really want to get, then you will feel happy. But before, you got to pay the price. Don't try to get, pleasure before payment. Life is not easy. And you have to understand that. Fight for what you want and go ahead. Never give up. I am now in this position and I want to become one of the best speaking motivator in the world. But I've been reading, studying, and hanging around with the people that can help me and put me in the path in which I can become better. I hope that you understand and you can share these words with other people. And remember, never give up. Life is only one. And you are not a copy of somebody else. You are different. So, make the difference. Thank you. God bless you. Aroni Rodriguez. Bye.